Here it is Friday, March 1st, and as March winds have arrived with a vengeance. I'm sure you can hear it. About 50 to 80 mile an hour wind out here. And our power is knocked out. We gotta wait to get power to edit this video. Now the neighbors are asking if we have power. I guess they're out too across the street. Please, without power we ain't got no heat. The temps are in the 40s right now. Come on, I gotta have my heat back. I'm recovering from an illness. Oh no. Better get back in. It only takes so much of this. And here it is later at night. It's still got a considerable wind going. March winds, literally. And of course, still blacked out. It blacked out earlier, about 11:45 a.m. A lot of folks out. I guess not much you can do during a power failure except go out. Oh, the lights just came on. Look. How about that? Your frost steps out and the lights come on. Decent. Alrighty. Back at you. Anyway. Now here it is. A couple of days later. A lot less wind. An almost totally blue sky. Big difference from a few days ago when March winds roared in with a vengeance. Okay, let's take advantage of the day. So, here we go. Heading for the wilds of West Virginia. It's a little bit after 10 a.m. right now. As we can pick up I-70 to save some time. Just as with our last Odyssey. But got a good route planned for us though. Once we're off the freeway. Let's go to Cove Fort. The destination there. And again, the way station, the state spent a lot of money to put in, but never use. Talk about government waste. Anyway, we'll be on this road as far as the Hagerstown area, where we'll pick up Interstate 81 southbound to US 11 southbound into West Virginia. We'll also pass through historic Williamsport, which is a Scenic Canal town. You'll see. Once again, the rest area where they call it the DC snipers. One more time. glad that's over with, that ordeal. Now descending into the Hagerstown Valley, way down there. We're in the Hagerstown area. We're approaching Interstate 81, which will take southbound. Not going to Roanoke though, it's a little bit too far. We're on it, but we're getting off already. Only going one exit to US 11 southbound. Towards Williamsport, towards our canal town. Not a lot of good drivers today. Today no one signaled at all. Or barely so. Yeah, turn good. On the back there it says this, the closer you come, the slower I go. But he's going too slow, he set me up for a fall that way. Could go a little bit faster. Don't even want to worry about that. Up here speed cuts back as you come into Williamsport. I'm like that too. The closer they get, the slower I go. But not on the freeway. Downtown Williamsport. Here's the big old canal town. After the Scenic Canal shut down, many people retired to this town. That's my understanding. Up ahead is Cushwa Basin. In front of that car someplace. Need any coal or bricks, you know where to come. No stop here by Cushwa's. If you need any coal or brick, you know where to come. And the restored basin. Across the way there, they're restoring the Conococheague Aqueduct. That's the one that broke back in 1920 and a boat went through and landed in the creek. They didn't repair it completely back then. They just put a couple wood planks across the break and operated the next 4 years until they abandoned in 1924. And I guess we were doing a perfect restoration job. Not too perfect, I hope. Don't make it look too plastic. Done a lot of restoration work recently on the Scenic Canal, but just don't overdo it. And the canal itself. Panning to the east. We're about to cross that bridge. That's US 11 up there. About to go that direction to West Virginia. Now crossing that bridge I just showed you. Over the Scenic Canal and over the Potomac River as well. And there's the Potomac. At the end of the bridge is West Virginia, officially. The shoreline is the state line. Now it's official. West Virginia. We'll stay south on this road until we come to West Virginia Route 901. We'll pick up that southbound into Hedgesville. Now passing through a place called Falling Waters. named after a spot on the Scenic Canal. It's around 11:45 a.m. You've come 92 miles so far from the city. And of course, we're on US 11, the second north-south main route after US 1. The main road's numbered every 10. US 1, then US 11, then US 21, up to 101 in California. So this is the second main north-south route as planned originally 100 years ago. US 11. But to look at the road now, you wouldn't know it was a main road at one time. That's almost devoid of traffic, thanks to Interstate 81 taking the traffic away, which parallels this road. It's better this way. A little more fun than I-81. Whatever. And up ahead, Route 901, as you depart Falling Waters. Heading westbound, our next point of interest will be a place called Hedgesville. I-81 right there. That's where most folks go these days. No more US 11. That fell by the wayside. There it is. Hedgesville sign for you there. We'll get there and pick up Route 9 westbound. The wicked Route 9. I last passed this way back in 1990. I want to see if anything's different 28 years later. Not much. Nice old stone house there. Nice stone barn there. Well, a few nice things out here. Didn't change. But I prefer the old stuff, like right up there. The old weathered stuff. Outhouses back there, whatever they were. Unless they're motel rooms. A big difference in the two. Oh, typical winding West Virginia road. Keeps winding around. Very typical of roads out here. I like a challenge. Nice blue sky, though. I'll give it that. And someone's roof. Oh. They've got to continue this way, you're right. And down there, bovines. And up here, the B&O's former main line. Now CSX. Before it got rerouted. The one-time main line from east to west. Now down to one track. Here we cross the current line. The current CSX east-west main. Still two tracks here. Old station there? Yes and no. I rode this way myself back in 1984 to Cumberland, that direction. And to this day, the Amtrak's Capital Limited still uses that route. So you can still ride that way. Entering Hedgesville. I'm going to pick up Route 9 westbound. Up here at the light, turning right. A lot of cold stuff in this town, too. And departing already. Next hot spot, Berkeley Springs. We used to stop up here in the left on occasion. I'll wait till I get to Berkeley Springs and make a stop. Murphy's store. Okay, on to Berkeley Springs, that is. We'll also be crossing some mountains, as you can see. Do some more mountain climbing today. By the way, I last passed over this road in 2013. Not that far back. Believe it or not, the posted limit on this road is 55 miles an hour. But you can't go that fast. Too many curves. You can't get to 55 on this road, despite that's what it's posted at. Got me. More people stopping to make turns. Gotta watch out for. At 55 miles an hour on a curvy West Virginia road. Old stuff there too. Old log cabin being maintained at least. If they maintain them, they look alright. And more curves, making it impossible to get to 55 rather, excuse me. I can't do 55, let alone 95. Still a nice blue sky though. There it is. There's proof. Maybe if I try hard enough. Now crossing Sleepy Creek. Sleepy Creek. A little barn there. Just love the old stuff. And more curves. I can't get to 55 again. I can't try 55. The road's too curvy. Something got torn down there. I recall that was still intact. Now it's out of tact. Cabins there too. Tricky to capture some of this stuff, but I'm trying to. And more sharp ones. 55 might be behind. Excuse me. Stand there. I recall when that ran back in the 80s and 90s. Falling apart. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. But it's broke. But how far back do you think this stuff was last used? A lot of businesses all closed up. How far back were they in business, I wonder? No more old stuff. At least they're keeping it up, though. When it's kept up, it's not so bad. I reduced speed down to 40 miles an hour. When it's reduced speed, it can only mean one thing. We're coming into Berkeley Springs. What happened in there. I recall people still lived in that house. Berkeley Springs, formerly known as Bath, because of the hot springs here, people take baths. Even George W. once bathed here. Washington, that is, not the other George W. The first George W. There's our welcome. Berkeley Springs. And also use South 22, which we used part of before in the other Odysseys. We'll soon cross the mountain you see up there. But first, I do believe it's pit stop time. The usual pit stop spot here at the Sheets. Find a place, a space with my name on it somewhere. No name on that space, but I'll just go take it anyway. Back at you. All done our pit stop. To the right are the baths, where you go still take a bath. Over there someplace. The natural hot springs that still flow. They flow all year round apparently. And they're hot all year round too. Now temporarily north on US 522. Gonna go check out the former Berkeley Springs train station. Back in 13 it was being restored. See if they got done. A couple of blocks up the road there. And after that we're gonna get back on westbound 9 after the train station. To the right, our train station. Let's stop and have a look. Here's our train station, looking like it's been restored. As I keep saying, nice blue sky. But apparently in the restoration, on the inside, there's still a mess in there. We're not going to do the inside. And it's on the National Register. Hopefully it means it'll be around for a while. And now we're trackside, but no more track. You just come off the CSX main that we just saw, just crossing Route 901. It began in the Hancock area, then came this far south. Half it still exists, but the part that comes into the town no longer exists. Well, there's a big yard here at one time. A rather extensive yard, as you can see by the clearing. One time big B&O yard here. On YouTube, there's a video posted of a train coming down here before they took the track up. Somebody posted a video of this, fortunately, so we can see it. Looking north, where the track would have gone back to the B&O main, now CSX main. Up there through there someplace, the track would have gone. Now gated off. And up there, houses on the mountainside. Good place to put a house, I guess. Again, trackside by the station. They fixed the outside, but not the inside. Yeah, I see you there. I'm back on the road again. I'll pick up Route 9 westbound. Continuing on Route 9. The part coming up is the part that gets really wicked. With mountain crossings and things. And more curves. And a high up mountain. We're not going to see Paw Paw, though. We're going a different direction this time. And up top of the former Berkeley Castle. It was open to the public at one time, but up 20 years back, sold to a private owner who now lives in it. The Berkeley Castle. I should have bought it. It'll be my home and be my castle. After all, a man's home is that, isn't it? A castle? Something like that, however that saying goes. Whatever. More of them hairpin curves here. So no 255 around here. As I said, I can't drive 55. Too many curves. Makes it adventurous anyway. About 1:10 p.m. right now. I come about 123 miles. There's still some ways to go. It ain't over yet. We're going to make a stop at a place called Prospect Peak. Coming up soon, after all these curves. Enough of curves too. Enough of them to go around. Enough of them to go around. No pun intended. Dual meaning phrase there. And up ahead, there it is. We'll stop the overlook and have a look. There you go. Read all about it. Oh, barking dogs, oh jeez. Done reading yet? If you're not done, use your pause control. Now the usual FYI stuff they got here for us tourists. Today's view and George W.'s view as well. I can show you today's view though. And there's today's view. Looking towards the town of Great Cacapon in the distance. Right down there. We'll soon pass through it. And the water body, of course, is the Potomac River. Very narrow at this point. Also down there in the trees, some places, the Canal. Hidden from view by the trees. Down there somewhere. I hate barking dogs. Get on my nerves. Nice old church way down there in the distance. Here's how far away it is. Way down there. And the former restaurant here, the former Panorama restaurant, now closed down. And for sale. Get a good view anyway from here. Across the road. Anybody want to invest in the restaurant? You can buy yourself a good view. Hey, why not? The view is for sale. How can you pass this up? Go for it. Own the view. And along those trees, the CSX East-West Main, their Cumberland subdivision. Right beneath that church I showed you before. There it is again. Part of the Scenic Canal towpath there, but hard to discern from this angle. You can almost make it out. Okay. Let's head for Great Hecapon in the valley down there. Departing Prospect Peak, descending into the valley of Great Hecapon, down there somewhere. There it is. We'll soon be there. Moral stuff there for you. How far back does someone live there? Probably a ways back. We'll come into Great Hecapon. There's a sign. Then we cross over the Hecapon River. Downtown Great Hecapon. All this modern stuff here. They're up to date here. Very up to date. Yeah, I'd live here. Yeah, why not? Shop at Doris's Deli. Now departing Great Hecapon already. Just love that old stuff there. That old architecture, or you want to call it architecture, whatever the word is. And bending to the south for a bit. Old road over there, but it dead ends. Just keep on the current route. Again, 55, you gotta be kidding. It's a joke, right? The road is somewhat straighter here, but I still can't do 55 though. Still can't go that fast. My kind of luck, I'll get up to 55. There'll be sudden sharp curves. Now almost 1:45 p.m. I've come about 130 miles so far. There are your stats at the current time. Folks do live here on this lonely road. So, who lives on this road? Only the lonely, as the song says. But but only through choice, not through chance. They chose this. I can't afford to choose this. I gotta be close to civilization myself. Not coming into a place called Largent. Almost nothing to it. We're already out of it. A little bit more of it down here. Not much more of it though, just a bit more. And a former store. Oh, current store, how about that? It's still open. A current store. Never dreamt. You're gonna cross the Potomac River, as we did before. But I still can't do 55. And now for some mountain climbing. Yes, that one there. I'll make it up. I can pedal up that mountain. I think. And now we're over the top. Over the Top, that's a Stallone movie, isn't it? Sylvester Stallone movie, Over the Top. What we just did. Oh, never mind. Forgive me, I used to work for Blockbuster Video. But up ahead, we depart Route 9 in favor of South 29. I already showed you Paw Paw in other videos. So we're going a different direction this time, heading south for a bit. The sign said Lanesville. We'll see that. Making a road I last used back in 1996. Been a while for me too. How about you? Long time no see from me. So let me see how much I can remember of this road. Passing through a place called Pin Oak. Another middle of nowhere spot on this road. A few houses. Other than that, not much to it. Wow. I just hit 55 miles an hour. I just hit 55 just now. I actually did it for the first time on this road. But not for long, had to cut back again. But before going on, let's check this out over here. The Pin Oak Fountain. There you have it. FYI for you there. But where's the spring? Someplace over here? Is this thing the spring? I really can't tell. Oh, it is, but it's closed off. We can't see it. But there's a spring down there, apparently. Or at the very least, a fountain of sorts. There is a spout there. Wonder if ever anything comes out of it. I've stopped here many times in the past, but never knew what it was. Hurry, 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 hurry. He's flying down the road. Gotta be doing 55. And now to continue down the road. And now we're descending, and my ears are popping. Never fails. Intersection down here. We're going down South 29 as opposed to East 127. Almost to Lanesville. And 5 more miles, as a matter of fact. Funny how they get more snow out here, but the roads are in better shape than ours. No potholes, despite all the snow that they get out here. Can't figure that out. And now, here's Lanesville. Whatever there is of it. Someplace up ahead we turn right to go north for a bit. And here's where we turn. Lanesville Pike. This is a pike, not a very big one. Again, long time no see from me. Not since 1996. The limit here is 35. I can handle that, I think. But I'm being caught up to behind me, though. All cool stuff up there. You can only go yay fast on this road. Obviously. At 45 now. I'll do what I can. More classic stuff. And somebody lives there, actually, believe it or not. That was too far gone to fix. A lot of places along here, the time forgot. And more stuff, time forgot. Nice rocks along there. But still got a wicked road here. And stuff time didn't forget. Stuff time is reclaiming. How about that? I believe here continues straight on this route. I hope. Not a bad day out there though. Temps in upper 40s with a slight breeze blowing. But not like 2 days ago when the March winds rolled in with a vengeance. More of these hairpins up here. I can't even do 45 here. Another mountain over there. Imagine living out here. This is your commute to work back and forth. There would be some hair-raising moments. And again, stuff time forgot. Forgetting stuff again. And time is very forgetful. I guess time's getting old, as I am. Back in the 90s, there was a house down there by the river that washed off its foundation when the river flooded. But long torn down, apparently. Don't see it there now. But it was there. You see the flat area there where it sat. Now crossing the south branch of the Potomac River. The Potomac splits into two branches eventually, North Branch and South Branch. The North Branch carries more water, but the South Branch is longer. But the Tree River is considered to be the North Branch. And more the South Branch again of the Potomac, right down there. The South Fork of the Potomac. Whatever you want to call it. Now a place called Bilson's Mill. That's what it's called. Again, not much to it. In fact, that was it. And more of it up here, okay. Weird. Anything up here time forgot? And now a place called Springfield. One of the many. Looks almost upkept. Got a stop sign, how about that? First one for a while. Continue on. Architecture, how about that? And again, stuff time forgot. What's up with time these days? Very forgetful. And up ahead, one-time South Branch of the B&O Railroad, the former South Branch line, right there. Part of it's a wooden trestle. It's not used up here, but to the south, it's used by the Potomac Eagle, a tourist train out of Romney, West Virginia. Which I showed you before in the previous Odyssey. Not many wooden trestles left these days. Not a lot of wooden ones. Surprised that's still there back there. That trestle has a steel center section, but the rest of it's all wood. That sign said Mineral County. Cool name for a county, Mineral County. Now we're arriving in a place called Fort Ashby. Was there a fort here? I couldn't tell you. A nice red roof. A little more modern here, a little better kept up. Pick up Route 46 west to someplace. Up ahead, okay. Hang a left at the light. Conococheague goes to Cumberland, Maryland. You stay on this road. Now west on 46. Our next hotspot will be Kaiser. Another 15 miles. And here it's 55. I can handle it. It's a straight road. I do 55 here actually. All right. Look back there, Coal Mountain. It's disappearing. Never mind. It's disappearing. Up ahead, our next mountain. Let's stay for a walk down the road. And up there, the Knobbly Mountains. That's what they're called. I guess for a reason. And they're about to ascend the Knobblies. Now at the top, passing through a cut in the Knobbly Mountains. Just setting down the other side. Nice deep cut here. We made it. Entering Kaiser, West Virginia. What they call the friendliest city in the whole USA. That's their motto, their slogan, or something like that. Wonder how true that is. Guess we're about to find out. But here's Kaiser. There's some place at CSX. I'll try to find the original B&O train station for you. Downtown Kaiser, once thriving, but apparently they're trying to bounce back. Lots of these towns are like that, lots of these mountain towns. Melody music, all right. I'll keep it in mind for my next visit. How do I get to the old Amtrak station? I got to it, there it is. First time seeing this since 1996, so I guess I'll stop. Now, of course, part of CSX. Here we are trackside by the former B&O station here in Kaiser, West Virginia. And at the Amtrak stop there one time up until 1982, I believe. But they don't come this way anymore. This is the B&O/CSX Cincinnati line. Of course, I was looking east towards Cumberland. Cincinnati's behind me, technically. The bridge is, I believe, US 220. North to the left, south to the right. And behind there, more of the Knobblies. and that ways west towards Cincinnati. The line follows a cut that the north branch of the Potomac River also follows. They parallel for a while with the Potomac and the railroad. Looking at the station, I think time forgot this place too. At least since the 80s when Amtrak stopped using it. Now we're boarded up. And a street side view, again with a nice blue sky behind it. Still, a shame it's disused right now. No more glory days for this. All in the past. I gotta admit, that's catchy. Alright, had our fun. Back on Route 46, continuing west. Our next hotspot will be Piedmont, West Virginia. Hopefully one more train station. Haven't been past this way since the 80s, this part of the road. Not since the mid-80s have I come this way. One pothole so far. One the whole day and that's it. Not bad. Needs to keep the roads up out here. They have to, all the snow they get. Oh, ice cold beer. Oops, just passed it. Too late. Gotta keep going. Around 3:30 p.m. as we depart Kaiser. I've come 190 miles so far, 190. And again, CSX over there, their Cincinnati line. I think Amtrak once ran that, but they burned up on the grades, so they just stopped running back in the 80s. The Amtrak's burned up on the grades, couldn't handle it. They tried something called a turbo train back then, but never took off. It was too weak, underpowered. Turbo train underpowered? You're kidding me. It sounds like a muscle train. Turbo train. But it burned up on the grades out here. Haven't seen this in over 30 years. And I was coming the other way at the time. Not this direction. There goes CSX. And here we go. And now here we be. Coming into Piedmont, as promised. Long time no see for me. Over 35 years. Or thereabouts. More of it down there in the valley, the main part of town. We'll soon be there. Stuff there too on the mountainside. Live way up there and come tumbling down should there be an earthquake. We're keeping on 46, you got it. See, there's a train station down here. Got some train stuff here. Let's stop and have a look. Station there. I'll try and get a bit closer to it. And there it is. For your viewing pleasure. former Piedmont station of the B&O. Last used 1971 at the start of Amtrak. But again, disused. Don't even think CSX uses it. Not even them. All this stuff from back in the heyday of rail travel. But no more heyday. Looking east again. But got some bricks left from the station platform down there. That's what I got though these days, just bricks. No trains. Except for the occasional freight. And street side. And to the west, the line bends around the mountain. But now we gotta go north, back to Maryland. I'm local stuff time forgot. Time is forgetful. Crossing the Potomac's North Branch into a place called Westernport. Officially back in Maryland now. And the crossing here is the original Western Maryland Railway line, not part of CSX. It's probably still intact. The former Western Maryland line. Another line right there, also run by CSX. The former C&P line. Cumberland, Pennsylvania. Yep, that's what C&P stands for. It used to go all the way to Frostburg, but it dead ends a few miles before Frostburg. Used to get through a tunnel to Frostburg Depot, where the tourist trains now run, but that part's disconnected. The tunnel's still there, but no more track through it. A road I haven't seen in over 30 years. That's since the mid-80s. And crossing the former C&P. Back in Maryland, we still got a ways to go. And again, the C&P down there, the former C&P. Before continuing on, thought I'd stop and get a picture of that cool heritage unit down there. Old Western Maryland unit. Wonder if it still runs. And something else over here. GCK. I thought it said GSK, it'd be my initials. Wonder what that is. Or what line that used to run for. I still like the one over here. I like the Western Maryland unit. And back on the road. Maybe we'll see more of that line further up. Hopefully. To the left, a place called Barton, down there somewhere. Where is it up here? There it is. Well, there is Barton down in the valley down there. Just lost sight of it. I tried. Anyway, a little bit after 4 p.m. I've covered 200 miles so far. Another crossing the former Cumberland and Pennsylvania line. Right there. like it's barely used these days. At one time a thriving line between Westernport and Frostburg. Now coming into Conococheague. And again the railroad. Another quaint hamlet. Another quaint Shakespearean play, as I always say. We're coming into downtown, apparently. And almost well kept up. Almost. The homes aren't too bad here. They appear to be kept up as well as possible, as well as one can do out here, as well as can be expected. And again the rail line. The gas is more expensive here, though. Want to get a crossing of the line, okay. Quite a bit of it we're seeing today. Looks like it's all grown over. Can't tell there are any rails over there at all. It's like the Stewartstown line I rode a couple years ago. That was grown over. They had to cut down the growth as we rode the train. Got to do it on that line over there too. That's CSX's problem, not mine. I see track over there, oddly enough. Now, too grown over. Can't run those rails. Can't even see those rails. Barely. Better get the maintenance people out here quick if you intend to use that line. And more stuff. They're on a place called Gilmore. All stuff with satellite dishes on the roof. Older than you put together. Elk Lick, that's it. Elk Lick. Another place called Midland. Well, 36. I'll take the alternate route for variety. Oh, there we go. Might see more of the rail line if I go that way. Hang a left. And a right. This could be the old road to the one we were just on. Quite possibly. My first time on this road, period. Never been this way before. Cool houses there too. Kept up. One mustard colored. That'll catch your eye, those bright colors. old settlement here. The run-down house with satellite dishes on the roof. They can't afford to fix the house because they gotta pay for satellite TV. Yeah, who cares if the roof leaks? We have satellite TV, that's good enough for us. Now a place called Cabin Run. And that's it for Cabin Run. On the bridges, Interstate 68, which will soon be on, heading back east to the right. And our next locality. We'll soon be arriving at the original National Pike. That I showed you before in another day Odyssey. The more sharp curves, even here in Maryland. Another mustard-colored house there. They must like mustard out here. That stuff on the mountainside again. Interesting how they do that. And up there, downtown Frostburg. There's a state college up here someplace. And up there at the light, the National Pike, which will take eastbound to the right. So here it is, our westernmost point on this ride. Our furthest west we'll be heading back east from this point on. Now east the original National Pike. In my day Odyssey a couple years ago, I brought you the way west, because it makes more sense to do it that way for the Odyssey, for the road history. Now heading east on this road. Pick up the freeway eventually. Now descending down grade towards La Vale and Cumberland. And about to pass through a place called Eckhart Mines, because there were mines here at one time. Again, hillside stuff there. And there. Don't often see it from this direction. Normally I'm coming the other way. Way up there is I-68, which will be on eventually. This is Clariesville. Now coming into La Vale. And I bet the La Vale tollgate house. Let's have a quick look. Another original building. There's FYI for you there. There are your toll rates there. whatever you're transporting. But apparently I can still bring my ass through here. Yeah. I can bring my ass. You can bring yours too, I guess. From the opposite direction, looking west. On the front door. At least you know your ass is welcome. Right. Getting a bit chilly, better get back in the vehicle. You're too loud. Continuing east on the Pike. The whole time a trolley line also ran along this road. An old-fashioned trolley line, almost to the mid-1930s, from Cumberland to Frostburg. Tracks all gone, now built over. Would have been over there someplace. There were all kinds of rail lines out here at one time. And trolley went around on the left. And the mountain just see in the distance there were several rail lines as well. All of which have been taken up, abandoned. But old time area was full of rail lines, but not anymore. Just CSX now, that's all you got. The trolley track ran along there. That's why there's a wide space between the houses and the road. Because the track occupied that wide space at one time. Interesting, huh? I believe up here the track would have entered the road to get through the Cumberland Narrows, which we're about to go through. And more nice stuff through here. Action. Wonder what's happening. Even cops out here, how about that? So some of this stuff looks pretty interesting through here. Some of these old homes. Over here, the sunny side of the street. It's less sunny over there. Over here, your front door's in the shade. The shady side of the street. And up there, the steel bridge, now used by the Scenic Railroad, the Western Scenic Railroad, that is. The train rides good that way to Frostburg, which be to the left. And the old Western Maryland Truss Bridge. I've crossed it a few times myself on train rides. Vids posted. Over there, CSX going through. I can barely see it though. Now passing through the Cumberland Narrows. Up there, some places Lover's Leap. CSX again, heading west. Look, another cop. What's happening today? Now officially in Cumberland, the Queen City of the Alleghenies, as it's called. also the terminus of the C&O Canal. Up there past beneath the CSX Cincinnati line that we saw in Grafton and in Kaiser. It begins here. Then it goes to the right towards those places. I rode that way once, back in 1980, I believe. 84, I'm sorry, it was 84. I'm forgetting time myself right now. Now we're stopped by the Western Maryland station here in Cumberland, where the Scenic train rides depart from to go to Frostburg. But at one time you could catch train to Chicago and to Baltimore from there as well. And that too, it's a visitor center as well, for the C&O Canal as well. And the canal's terminus changed around drastically to make it tourist friendly. I think too drastically. The canal proper being through there someplace, along with part of the restored Cumberland Basin, out of sight from here. There we go. The basin's through there someplace, out of sight at this angle. And again, I-68, which I better pick up. Alright, head over to it. We'll be going east. Now picking up 68 eastbound. Now around 5:10 p.m. We've come by 122 miles so far. It's 222. 150 miles back from here. Or about 3 hours, give or take. Legally, anyway. And also, so far, 12.8 miles from Frostburg. We turned around to go back east. Yeah, we still got some scenery. From this point, it's an easy drive back. Relatively easy. Now we're at the top of Martin Mountain. Just ascended it. Original Pike bearing that way. I better keep on the freeway. Okay. Elevation 1636. Not too bad. And now surmounting Polish Mountain. And just now we surmounted Town Hill. Distance, Sidling Hill, and the cut, which we'll pass through. The freeway goes to there. The old Pike took a long curve up here, up around that way. Old route, current route. They have cool names for roads though out here. For example, coming up ahead is High Germany Road, the next exit. Must be high. Anyway, we're approaching Sidling. Again, the old Pike up there, the original Pike. And now we're ascending Sidling. Here is the cut, which I've shown you before in other videos. You need a couple of coal veins up there. We stopped here in July of 2016, and I showed it to you then. visitor center too. Mountains, just for you. But up here, 68 ends, and they're back on I-70 again. As you recall, we bore off earlier in the Hagerstown area onto I-81. So although this is I-70 here, we're not backtracking quite yet. And also, as I mentioned before, this is Maryland's narrowest point. Gonna watch some of these drivers. Anyway, that was Maryland's narrowest point. Only 2 miles between Pennsylvania and West Virginia. It's a couple miles wide here. That's all Maryland is at this point. But as we go further east, it gets wider, obviously. And our flag is still there. A big one. Hey, size doesn't matter. Blue Goose. That's Apple Company, I believe, or something. Apple Cider Company. Nobody drives right anymore. Nobody signals anymore. A lot of signals today that I've seen on the road. Must be stupid day or something. Well, as I say, you can't fix stupid. This part of 70 is known as the Canal Byway, because the canal parallels us on the right about a quarter-mile through the woods. Along with the old Western Maryland line, and also a bike trail. A little further down the road now, as the sun starts to set behind us. Obviously, almost sunset. And some lights are coming on in the distance. You know it's sunset for sure when you see that. I-81, we bore off before. How about that? Almost a full circle. And there it is. Went that way south earlier. As of now, we're backtracking. Our route is like a balloon on a string. Now we're back on the string, so to speak. In the Hagerstown area. We have about 80 miles to go from here. About 80 miles. Another hour and a half, maybe. And way up there is South Mountain. And there it is closer yet. And over there is Conococheague Mountain. Now with the sun completely down. No more sunset color. And now a bit later, and that's all for the mountain crossings. Now it's almost 6:30 p.m. We've come 315 miles so far today's route. 106 miles since turning around to go back east. And now via time lapse, it's after sunset. And back in the Baltimore area. When traffic backs up, and then you're back in Baltimore. back on a very busy Baltimore Beltway. Now 7 p.m. straight up. Another 15 minutes. Back in the hood. Much traffic on this Sunday evening. And finally, the exit for the hood. At long last. And now, back in the city. And back in the hood. Around 7:35 p.m. right now. Our total mileage for the day is 365 miles. 365. The return trip mileage from Frostburg is 170. 170. So once again, hope you enjoyed this Odyssey. And again, thank you very much for the privilege of your time and sticking by me all these years, or months, or weeks, however long you've been sticking by me. Much appreciated. Always appreciate your support. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, hope you enjoyed. Now to go in and edit this thing together.